Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to take another very important example for reactive form, where we will be using the form control with multiple validator conditions. So in short, you can say that we are going to see how to combine validators for the validation purpose. So let me explain you it in a very simple way. Suppose there is a particular input field, and on that field you want to apply multiple validation like required, min length, max length, or anything like that, right? So in that situation, how we will apply multiple things together. And remember, we are not going to use form group yet. Okay, form group is a separate topic that we will be discuss for sure in the upcoming sessions, but not now. Okay, so here we will be seeing mainly how to use form control with combining validator. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use form control with combining validators. Okay. Alright, so now what we will do here, you can see and just one more thing, like there are more than 3000 plus free resources available for all of you. So what you can do for sequential content, you can refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box, and there you will find more than 3000 plus free resources, so you can just consume it, and it is available in Hindi or English, both languages. So as per your convenience, you can consume the content. Okay. Now we will start the session. Here you can see currently we have one main heading that shows Angular course by Sharmit, and then we have second heading that tells the topic name, and today's topic name is reactive form in Angular, form control with combining validators validation. Now after this we will add two horizontal rows, and we will discuss the requirement now. So requirement is very simple. We want to make sure that on a password field, we will create one password field. On that password field, there should be two type of validation. One is for required, and another one is for the min length. Okay, so this is our overall requirement. We want to implement the condition required and min length. Okay, so I think requirement is clear. Now we will firstly add the prerequisite thing, like what all things we need to add here, and then we will design the form. So in between these horizontal rows, we will define the actual form. Okay, and these horizontal rows are not mandatory. This is just for just to show the output properly on the browser. So let's go to app.component.ts file. Here in import section, we will mention reactive forms module, then a comma. I will add ngIf as well, because this is something that I will be needing for the conditional statement, right? Okay, so this thing is added. Now after this, what we will be adding, we will be declaring one variable here. So to declare the variable, you just need to expand this class, and here you need to mention the variable name. Let's say I want to give it as a name password. Okay, so I will write here password equal, then we will write here new password, then we will write new, and here I will write form control. Once I press enter, you can see it is automatically imported here. So this is also very important. If it is not added, make sure to add it. Okay, then opening closing parenthesis, default value as blank, and then after a comma I will add a array. So I think this is something new that you haven't we haven't covered yet, right? Because usually we put the actual value here, means validator here, but this time I am using array, and inside this array one by one we will define all those conditions. So let's say I want to make sure that it should be required, so validate dot required, then a comma, then we will write here validators dot min length. Okay, and then we will write here 8. So these are the only things I want to mention here. Okay, password as new form control, and validators dot required, validators dot min length. Now next what we will do, once these all things are ready, we are almost ready with the component file declaration, because these are the things that we need, like form control, reactive forms module, validators, and ngIf. So now we are going to define the logic. So for that, let's go to app.component.html file. Here in this place I will write one form, and in this form I will mention firstly the label. So let's say password. Okay, and then we will add the input field. So just simply add the input, and in input field we will define the type, let's say password itself, and then we will attach the form control. So this is my form control. Remember this thing, these are all case sensitive, so whatever you are writing here, make sure it is in the same case, otherwise it won't work properly. Okay, so this thing is added. Now we will firstly run the application without any error trapping, and then we will track the errors. So I'm running the I'm executing this code. So ng server -- open, enter. Just wait for a few seconds, and then it will show you the output in the browser screen. So from there we will verify if everything is looking perfect or not. So browser is open. Now you can see we have the required headings: Angular course by Sharmit, reactive form in Angular, form control with combining validator validation. Then we have horizontal row, one label for password, one input field for password, and then we have this this what we can say closing horizontal row. Okay, now we can see like it is not it is blank still, it is not throwing any error. In fact, if I touch it and keep the cursor outside, still it is not throwing any error. In fact, for minlength also there is no error. Why? Because we haven't added the logic for it. So let's add it. So to add the logic, what you can do, you can simply add a paragraph over here. So firstly we will define the required message. Okay, so for that we can write password is required. Okay, and here in P I will put the condition like ng if equal password dot touched. Why I'm using touch? Because I want to make sure that it should not become initially when user touched that field, then only I want to show the message. Okay, I'm sure you know about this touched and all, because this is something that we discussed in detail. Okay, so what it will do now, when user click and leave the field without keying anything, then only it will show the message. For example, you can see right now it is not throwing any error, but the moment when I click here, came outside, it will show password is required. Okay, but right now it is not taking the min characters error, right? So for that we will add the second paragraph, and in the second paragraph I will mention the min length error. Okay, so we can mention message password must be at least 4 characters. Okay, 4 characters. And here we will specify the condition like star ng if password dot touched ampersand password dot errors question mark dot, and here I will simply place the min length. Okay, now you can save it and refresh it. So here if I touch the field came outside, it will show password is required. But if I write something like 1, so you will see it is showing password must be at least 4 character, even for 2, for 3, for 4, and even after. Okay, not right here, I think we put something else. What we put? 8, that's why it is causing issue. So let's make it as 4, otherwise yeah, now I make it 4. So this time it should work properly. Okay, so let's say I put 1 and keep my cursor outside, it will show password must be at least 4. Same for 2, 3, 4. After 4, it, like when we put 4, it will not throw any error. In fact, after writing any number after this, it will not cause any issue, because it is just checking for 2 condition. It should be it should not be empty, and it should be at least minimum 4 characters. Clear? So this is exactly what we planned earlier for this form, and I hope now you all know how to use a password field for these 2 validation with form control validation. Okay, so basically we are using the form control here in a combination way. So yeah, That's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.